So one of the hardest things about starting a virtual assistant business is trying to figure out what to charge. I remember when I was starting out, I was like, I have no idea what to charge as a virtual assistant. And there are some people who are going to give you a blanket statement of like, this is what you should charge. However, I just feel like every person's financial situation is different and every business is different, as it probably should be, because we're not all the same. I also didn't know why, when people would give me a blanket statement of what to charge, I didn't understand the why behind it. And so hopefully this video will give you some guidance on what you specifically should charge in your virtual assistant business hourly based. I'm going to be doing a different video about, charging for packages or project-based work. But for now, this one is just about hourly rate, because I know a lot of virtual assistants are mostly starting out on an hourly rate. Hello everybody, my name is Faith. I'm a virtual assistant and I mostly do social media marketing, copywriting, video editing, and website design. You guys can check out my website down below in the description. So how much should you charge as a virtual assistant? Now this is going to be very specific to you and to your business. So I need you to get out a piece of paper and a calculator or some way to calculate math. We're going to do some math. Let's start. I'm going to show you exactly what I did to figure out my hourly rate, and I want you to do this along with me so you can figure out what your hourly rate will be. So the first thing I want you to do is figure out how many hours a week you want to work. So how many hours can you realistically give to a client? So if you work a full-time job, you're probably not going to work an additional 40 hours a week unless you're looking to replace your full-time job with this. If this is just a side income thing, you don't want to burn yourself out. So realistically think about when you're going to be working throughout the week. So are you wanting to work Monday through Friday? Are you going to be working in the evenings or the mornings or in the day? Are you going to be working on the weekends? That'll help you figure out how many hours you could realistically give. For me, as a stay-at-home mom, I decided to give 15 hours a week that I wanted to work for my business, because that's about 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. My goal is to only work Monday through Friday. I want to work during nap time. The second thing I want you to do is just multiply that number by 4, because there's about 4 weeks per month. And so whatever that number is, that's how many hours you can work a month. For me personally, 15 hours a week times 4 is 60 hours a month. Okay, so you have how many hours you want to work a month. Keep that number to the side. Next, you're going to figure out how much you want to get paid monthly. So now this is your financial situation. You know personally what you need to get paid monthly in order to make virtual assisting worth it. Think realistic. Don't think I need to get $7,000. Maybe down the road. What is the minimum really that you are the most comfortable making? If this is just a side thing for you, are you just going to be happy with the minimum of $500? Are you going to be, if this is your full-time job and you're I need to survive and I live somewhere that's really expensive, then maybe $3,000, $4,000 a month is what you need to be making. So I want you to write that number down. How much are you comfortable making at minimum? For me personally, I was really trying to have a minimum of $1,800 a month, and that would be worth it for me to be able to quit my full-time job and go into virtual assisting full-time, or full-time, even though I'm working 15 hours a week. So to me, that's the number that I wanted. Okay, next, we need to remember that this number is a post-tax number. This is the number that you really want to get paid, but you do have to take out money for taxes. And so what is usually recommended is about 25 to 30% for taxes. So really that number that you have that you want to get paid monthly, you need to get paid more than that monthly, because this is an after-tax number. So even though I want $1,800, I actually need to get more money a month so I can actually have $1,800 a month after tax. So because I take 30% out for taxes, and I'm just gonna recommend that to you, take 30% out for taxes. Speak to your accountant about what you really need for taxes. My accountant was fine with me saying 30%. So what we do is we get that number of how much you wanna get paid a month, and you're gonna divide it by 0.70. So this is if you're doing 30% out for taxes. So I'm gonna get 1,800, so that number that I wanna get paid monthly, and divide it by 0.7. Once I get that number, that is gonna be the number I actually need to make a month. So for me, if I divide 1,800 by 0.70, then what I really need to make a month is $2,571. That's really like the pre-tax what I need to get paid. Okay, so now it gets really simple. All you want to do is take that number, that, pre-tax number, and you want to divide that by how many hours you want to work a month. So like for me, like I said, 15 hours a month, and I need to get paid $2,571 a month, then I need to charge about $43 an hour. So that is my hourly rate minimum that I need to pay or charge. So that way I can make $2,571 a month. And so that way when I take out for taxes, I'm actually making $1,800 a month. Just to repeat what we did, all the steps. So the first thing you want to do is figure out how many hours a week you want to work. You want to multiply that number by 4, because there's 4 weeks in a month usually. And then you're going to figure out how much money you want to get paid a month minimum. Then you're going to divide that number by 0.70, because this is for taxes. And then you're going to get your final number of what you really need to make. And you're going to divide that number by the amount of hours you want to work per month. That will give you your hourly rate of what you need to make minimum or charge minimum in order to make the kind of money that you want to make. Now, for me personally, as if I was a newbie, $43 an hour, it just seems like a lot. You definitely can charge that, but 43, if your number seems like pretty high, I want to give you some advice of like what you can do to either drop the number or to get that kind of money. The first thing you can do if you find that your rate is too high and maybe you're not really as competitive as you'd like to be in the marketplace is you can work more hours. So for instance, if I decided with my, I want to make $1,800 a month, I can only work 15 hours a week. Okay, I'm going to work a little bit more. I'm going to work 20 hours a week. So now doing that whole formula, I can actually charge $32 an hour. It really depends on you and your lifestyle and if you are able to put in more hours. And also realistically think about, when are you going to put in that work? Are you going to be putting it in like when you get home from work, from your full-time job? That's going to be a lot of work. The second thing you can do if you find that your rate is too high is that you can, honestly, this is not popular, but adjust your expectations of how much you're actually going to get paid as a virtual assistant. You might not be getting paid $7,000 right off the bat. You might have to adjust your expectations and say, maybe this is not going to be my full-time job for a while. It's just going to be some side income while I get experience, and then maybe I can raise my rate in the future and get the kind of money that I want to get. I also have some videos about how much I made my first year as a virtual assistant. You guys can go watch that. And I feel like that kind of just shows you realistically how much I made my first year. And the third thing you can do if you find that your rate is too high, and this is my favorite thing that you can do, is you can do package pricing or project pricing instead. Now I'm gonna have a whole different video all about how to do packages and package pricing, but in short, it goes like this. You can work less hours and charge more with a package. But unfortunately, a lot of hourly work is out there. So those are the 3 things you can do if you find that your hourly rate is too high for a lot of clients and it's just maybe unrealistic when you're starting out. Okay, that was a lot of info. So now I'm gonna do some scenarios for you. So maybe if you're like, I'm so lost, I just wanna know what to charge. So here are some scenarios to practice that formula that I gave you on figuring out what your hourly rate should be. Okay, so scenario 1, for instance, you are just doing virtual assisting as a side gig and you only need about $500 a month. That's like the minimum of what you want to make. And now say you really don't have a lot of time to give, you only want to work 1 hour a day, Monday through Friday. So that's 5 hours a week, and that'll be 20 hours a month. So really you can only give 20 hours a month towards virtual assisting. So remember that we need to take that 500 a month and divide it by 0.7. That is going to be 714 a month. So really what this person needs to make is $714 a month. We're going to divide that by the amount of hours that this person can work a month, which is 20. And then that person's gonna realize that they need to charge $35 an hour. Okay, scenario number 2. For instance, this is your sole income. You are like, I need to get a job. This is gonna be my work. You need about $3,000 a month in order to survive. And maybe you realize that you can work about 40 hours a week, just like a regular job, or 160 hours a month. So we're gonna divide $3,000 by 0.70, and that's $4,286 a month that this person actually needs to make pre-tax. We're going to divide that number, 4,286, by 160, and this person needs to charge about $27 an hour. Okay, last scenario number 3. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom and honestly you just want to do virtual assisting to have a little bit of side income. You want to contribute to your family's income, and maybe you would really love like $1,500 a month. You can't really work a lot. You can only work when the kids are sleeping, at nighttime. You're willing to give about 3 hours a day or about 15 hours a week, or as we know, 15 hours times 4 is 60 hours a month. We're going to take that $1,500 a month, divide it by 0.70. So now we know pre-tax what this person needs to make is $2,143. Divide that number by 60 hours a month, and now we know that this person should charge about $36 an hour. So now you guys know what you guys should be charging, hopefully a month. I will also post the formula down below in the description because I know that this was a lot, but I hope that this gave you some confidence to know why you're charging what you're charging, and it's because you need to make a living. I'm a stay-at-home mom and I need to be actually charging $36 an hour, but someone offers me a job for $18 an hour, then I know that that's not gonna get me to my goal of what I really wanna get paid monthly. I'm either gonna have to adjust my expectations, lower what I'm willing to get paid monthly, I'm gonna have to work more hours, or I'm gonna have to switch to project pricing and just say, see you later to that person. Again, I will be making a video all about project-based pricing because this was only just about hourly rate, and project-based pricing is really, honestly, I think the way to go as a virtual assistant. That's all for today. I'll see you guys next video. Bye.